I'm here, Kenny. How are you?
I'm good, man. Thank you so very much for being on the show, man. I appreciate it as always.
Oh, it's my pleasure every time.
So, I've been very fortunate to interview so many people for a decade. And I've gotten support from a lot of wrestlers throughout the years. Not much on the wrestling radio host. You've been the only one that I know of as far as wrestling radio podcasters that's been with me since the very beginning. And you doing a very good job with your show. You have introduced me to a lot of talent throughout the years. We even met in Kentucky. We literally have met each other. I
Yes,
think
we have.
that was probably a good 5 6 years ago. You was a referee for Georgetown, Kentucky, for a company called United Wrestling Federation, and the picture is there somewhere on my Facebook, so people can look it up for themselves. So so for you, son guy, how's your 2021? How's everything holding on with the radio program and some of the appearances you've been doing? How's 2021 for son guy?
Not too bad. It's not been extremely busy just yet, but local turmoil's been going very well. We've had a lot of varied guests. We did a lot of theme shows so far this year, so we had a lot of different themes we were doing and brought in a lot of different guests to be on the theme shows. We've done a lot of individual interviews with a whole lot of people from across the country. I have been doing shows for Northwest Pro Wrestling. They've not ran in Washington yet since the pandemic, but that changes tomorrow. They're back doing a live show in Port Orchard, Washington tomorrow, but we did do a few in the state of Idaho, right over the state line. The crowds there were doing much, much better. We grew the crowd every single time we went over there. And tomorrow I am lucky enough to go back to Boise, Idaho for Wrestle Club, and I will be performing on Wrestle Club's live stream tomorrow.
Okay, so where can they check it out? Is it on Facebook or Instagram? Where can they go for that?
If they go to the Wrestle Club Idaho Facebook page or their YouTube page, they will find a live stream for that. The Wrestle Club has not had shows in front of live fans, but they did do a venue that they can use to live stream the shows. It's a very, very good venue. They've live streamed probably a couple of dozen shows since around this time last year, and they're doing very well with it.
Awesome. Wrestle Club is at Idaho. And for those, even with things a lot more improved compared to a year ago, if there's, you still can watch it on Facebook and on YouTube, live stream. It's you can, and while you're at it, go like the page on Facebook and go subscribe to the YouTube page so you can find out when future shows will be streamed. So check it out tomorrow, and Sign Guy will be there to contribute for the event. So I've been to a couple of wrestling shows since the pandemic, and just I guess from the experience with the whole face mask, everything, and seats being spread out, um, you know, obviously, we're still dealing with it, even with the vaccine, and shows it's encouraging to see shows back up and running because, felt like that, the entertainment overall, has been hit hard. Not being able to be in front of a crowd, in front of an audience, obviously. From the shows that you have attended, that or you have watched on TV, like how do you feel about the shows that's out there? With the guidelines and the mask mandate, does your experience as a wrestling fan change, or is it is it still the same for you, even with the circumstances we're living in?
I think as far as what we have to do, that obviously has changed. But as far as the experience, I think anything I've been part of or anything that I've watched, people have been trying to make the best of the situation as much as they can within whatever guidelines they have. Obviously, every state is different as far as what the local safety mandates are and gathering sizes and so forth. So a lot of places are a lot more free to run things as they normally would. Here in Washington, we haven't had any shows in front of fans until tomorrow. It'll be the first one tomorrow when Northwest Pro resumes. Oregon, it's going to be several more months before they're able to run in front of fans at least. They got pushed back into a lesser phase a couple of weeks ago, so that's going to delay things even more. But a lot of companies are finding ways to bring wrestling to the fans, be it live streaming shows like Wrestle Club has been doing without live fans in attendance, but they're still going out there putting on a full show, doing the best that they can, trying to make the best of the situation. You have the national companies like your WWE, Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, AEW going out there sometimes without anyone watching the shows at all in person, and they're still giving all they can in order to keep the wrestling going, in order to entertain people that are stuck at home and they're craving new entertainment and they're craving something that they can watch that is ongoing and still happening in real time. And wrestling is giving people that, and I think it's really helped a lot of people that otherwise may not have had any new forms of entertainment, and I think that's been a really big benefit to a lot of people that just haven't been able to go out because of the pandemic, and they're stuck at home and they're limited on what they can do to entertain themselves. Wrestling still has been going strong even in the era that we're in, and even if the fans can't be there in person, they can still support, they can still watch. And I know on a lot of independent shows, a lot of fans have been coming back, and I know a lot of companies have been doing very, very well, even if they have to rearrange how fans enter the building and where they can sit and so forth. It's been very good responses from what I've been seeing out there.
You're right, man. And, I was talking to your good buddy, Petrov, moments ago, and, he talked about how wrestling has been probably the more active entertainment, since this pandemic began. Obviously, with what you see on TV, obviously, those shows, there's, when people say that there's no off season in wrestling, that's a fact. Like, there's no rest. They still got a show to do. And, it's took a toll on a lot of these wrestlers not being able to be in front of fans. Now, granted, WWE just had WrestleMania in front of a crowd, and even with the weather delay, they still able to put the show on. With Impact, and AEW and ROH, they've been able to do shows. Obviously, some shows have to start a little bit later, but others just been around every week this whole time. So wrestling has just been in the forefront as far as entertainment throughout this pandemic, and to see independent shows be back up and running is very encouraging, and for the wrestlers and for fans alike. And hope as long as everyone is healthy, is okay, following the guidelines and whatnot, then everything will be run smoothly. We 2021, we're getting an ounce of hope now. So it's just a matter of where do we go from here. As far as where all restrictions will be lifted. We still got ways to go for that, but given what these wrestling promotions have to deal with, it's better than nothing, because a lot of people haven't had this benefit compared to here in America. So props to all the wrestlers and to all the promotions that's been able to give you that entertainment, whether fans are able to be there or they went the streaming route. So props to all Evolve this past year. So
Absolutely, and you mentioned Petrov. That guy, I've been around his entire career. He broke in blue collar wrestling in Portland, Oregon. I was there from the very start, and it's been great to see the progress he has made over the years. He's come a very, very long way. I'm very proud of Petrov's career for sure.
yeah, so I told him about the comment that you left on my page. He had a good laugh, and and he said, "Man, I gotta talk to Sun Guy when the show is over. Maybe get to Kentucky and maybe do a show here and there, and all three of us can get a pic together if and when that moment does come." But Sun Guy, you've been a true supporter of me since day one. I appreciate you all. And while my show was ending, there are other shows that you can check out. Turnbuckle Tomorrow by Sun Guy. He interviews indie wrestlers every week, giving them a platform. And I feel like if it wasn't for Turnbuckle Tomorrow, Triple Threat Wrestling Radio would not have made it this far, let alone 10 years. So from the bottom of my heart, man, I thank you for your support. Thank you for your help, your contributions to this particular show. And I'm forever grateful for you as a host, a podcaster, and a friend, man. And I'll be checking out your show a lot more for as long as I live, man. So I'm going to have to let you go. But thank you so much, man. Continued success and everything. And hopefully we'll see each other again in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Kenny. I have always enjoyed Triple Threat. Very proud of you for all you've done for the wrestling industry. Triple Threat has been a fantastic platform for a lot of upcoming wrestlers. A lot of the people you interviewed have gone on to the national companies, and I've always been very grateful to you for all you've done, and it's always a pleasure to talk to you, and I look forward to getting that picture with Petrov, myself, and you. My Kentucky license is all renewed, active, and ready to go, so we can get that done.
Yeah, so, all the Kentucky promotions. I know Larry D just debuted a brand new promotion, Generation Next Pro Wrestling. They just had their first show recently, and they got some more shows on the way. So, Larry, if you're listening, if you need some assistance, a referee or whatever, Sun Guy can help you out. He can be that guy for you. I'm just putting it out there. You take care, man.
Absolutely, and I've worked with Larry D in the last year or so. He's come out here and worked at Northwest Pro with us for, I believe he's been out here 3 times now, And he definitely knows me. And the last place I worked in Kentucky was Primetime Wrestling, which is Larry D's company. So he's very familiar, and he just has to let me know. I'll gladly come back to work for Larry D.
Cool, man. You take care, be safe, and we'll see each other down the road.
All right, Kenny. Thank you. I always appreciate you.